First question. Okay. I don't know why did it make that noise? Okay. I was saying, okay. Who would you consider to be the main stakeholders, deans, department chairs, tenured faculty, when planning and developing a distance education program?
I think you have to have all of those. So I don't know about main stakeholder, but if you don't have faculty buy-in, that's not going to happen because faculty are part of your DE program. If you don't have administrator buy-in, as in administrators that are willing to help support any program you plan, then it's just going to fizzle off no matter how much the faculty want it to be done. So there's all these different places. And of course, so you have faculty, administrators, and what was your other person?
The dean, department chairs.
Yeah.
Same
and
thing.
Yeah, dean, department chairs, those people just have to, again, be supportive of the program because they decide they don't want a DE program or they don't like whatever you're doing, then it doesn't get off the ground. So.
Well, Gwen really wants it. I know that.
Yeah. So that's, yeah. So at VC, what I like is that we have Gwen wants it. We have president and dean support.
Right.
The department chairs support DE. And there's that DE committee that has everybody involved. So all the faculty they have that buy-in of we want DE.
Okay. Buy-in by faculty.
Yeah, so I think if you don't have the faculty buy-in, though, the faculty that want to do DE and they want a good program where they have some policies in place, it's not going to go far.
Oh, so you have to have the faculty buy-in.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to need more paper. I can see already because I'm sorry. Writer. I'll figure out how to embellish a transcript versus a summary. I'll figure that out. What are some of the barriers? And some of these might be redundant. Okay, fine.
Fine.
What are some of? It's weird. Well, I shouldn't say that. Well, he'll never see it. These teachers. My aunt was a teacher, okay, in New York. But then when they moved out here when she was young and was having kids, she stopped and painted. Lucky her, right? And she said to me, which I hate this expression, those who can do, those who can't teach. But then she took it one step further and she said, those who can't teach teachers.
That's so neat.
No,
I hope that's not me, but.
No, it's not you. I've had, I'm in this program at Cal State U, right?
Yeah.
And I've had, out of 6 teachers, I've had 3 good ones.
Oh.
I mean, this teacher never got back to me. It took him a week, and that makes me think about, how important it is to get back to online students. So.
Oh yeah, that feedback is important because they have no other way of contacting the teacher. There's no right after class or right before class.
I'm actually starting a program. Well, this may or may not start. We're going to do a prototype. It's taken me 2 years to get my union, not the teachers union, my entertainment union, to do online. And they're going to make me the head of it. And we're going to do a prototype. It's probably going to take a year to even launch it. But if it works, that could be the people who actually work for the union, not just that, make like 6-figure incomes.
Oh yeah.
No, so that would be cool for me. Okay. What are some of the barriers to growing the program that you've encountered, i.e. money, fear of technology, backwards thinking, and learning curve of software?
Oh, so you're saying about just everything involved. Well, those are all barriers.
Those are all barriers. Okay. all of the above.
But let me kind of explain a little bit. So part of it is, well, there's a learning curve of software. So you have to have support, that's why there's instructional technologist designers in my mind.
Okay.
If this doesn't have that support to help people learn new software.
Right.
That's not going to happen. So.
Right. Okay.
And
so it's almost like we need technologists.
Yeah.
Technology.
Or somebody willing to take on the task of helping everyone feel comfortable with technology. So you don't, you could need technologists, but somebody there to help.
Somebody there to help. Somebody there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. Between, you know, you and Matt, I haven't met the other person, and the phone. I use the phone, you know, because you can tell. I use it all the time.
Well, good. I'm glad though. That's what it's for. So I'm glad when you do that.
They're really nice. They're super nice. Okay, what arguments would you use to counteract existing barriers? Or is
Well,
that...
yeah. So, let's go back to those barriers again. So then money is sometimes an issue, but I actually think with DE, distance education brings in money. So yes, there's money involved for setting it up, but I think the amount of students that get the resources, it brings in students and funding at the same.
In a way, it starts out as a barrier, but it's really a generator of money.
Yeah. I'm pretty certain DE is a generator of money. That's not an issue there.
Well, I noticed my online classes, the enrollment is always bigger than on campus, always.
Oh yeah, well, especially with community colleges, you always have people that work full time and they want, and so online classes are the best way for them to learn.
I have a hybrid right now, and I think it should go all online, because I've noticed that these students, now maybe I just have a crappy class. I mean, these students, I found out a month ago that one student didn't have the book, and I said, how could you not have the book? This is a hybrid class, and it's also a software class. How can you not have the book? I said, you can go to the library, because I got extra copies and by accident, so I gave the library one.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and so I said, the library has a copy. You can make copies and then go to Pod 11, or, you know, we have whatever. We have, the room is open with somebody in there. Labs.
Yeah, the Mac lab. Yeah.
Mac lab. But the other Monday, because I'm only there Mondays, 2 more students told me they didn't have the book.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, what are you thinking? You know, you have to have the book. Anyway, that's why I'm beginning to think an online student knows they have to have the book. If they can find the PDF, which students seem to be good at, I never can find free PDFs, right?
But they try, yes.
But they're pretty good at it. So I'm beginning to think, and I want to talk to Gwen and Bob about this, that this 68 should be online also.
Yeah.
I know Gwen wants to build the online.
Yes. No, we want that as much as possible, yeah.
And I want to teach online as much as possible, because then I don't have to drive 108 miles. Right? Okay. All right, next question. Where does usability fall into the equation, both on the teacher and student side?
So what do you mean by usability? Are we talking about ADA compliance or just in general?
That's a good question. ADA compliance. Number 4. Let's just do usability. We can do both. ADA compliance. I can just put that.
Yeah, well, when I hear usability, I think ADA compliance.
Okay.
And make sure that all students can use.
So that would be alt tags and closed caption, right?
Alt tags, closed captioning, headers in the system, or headers on pages, making sure your PDFs are accessible. So it's a little bit of everything.
Oh, okay.
As well as, in my mind, also usability means as soon as they log into the course, does the student know what to do? Are they able to, is there some sort of welcome, click here, or I don't know if it's welcome, click here, but welcome, do this first, sort of thing. So students know how to access and navigate in an online. I think usability.
Yeah, okay.
So there's 2 parts to usability. Number 1, I first think ADA compliance, because that's always on my mind.
Okay.
So I'm always making sure, can all of my students use it? And that's ADA compliance. If you don't have closed captioning, then not all your students can use it.
Right.
Right. And then the second part is how easy is it to use? And that's the when they log in, can they use it? Can they use it on their smartphones? Those are the questions that I ask when I think of usability.
They can't use it on my classes on their smartphones.
Yeah.
They just can't.
It's a photo class.
Oh.
Yeah. Because they have to do Photoshop at the same time.
Exactly.
Yes.
They can't even use it on any computer.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you say that. Well, I was having issue. I learned the hard way because I have to, it seems like. But I made a tutorial finally this semester that is in the announcements. It's in the homepage, and I sent it to everybody that takes them through using modules.
Oh, good.
Because students weren't, I mean, I hit assignments and stuff like that, but students still weren't getting it. I'm still having a problem figuring out grading discussions and critiques, but I can get on the phone with somebody and have them walk me through it. We won't deal with that now. That's not. Okay. How can instructors identify students that might drop class, or can they?
Well, if we're talking about with Canvas or with anything, the way that you'd set up students that might drop the class is to set up early assignments. So that's why you have that like introduce yourself and
Right.
a quiz or something simple early on, so that you can quickly see the students that are first struggling, and then also continue on. As you continue through the semester and you've taught it a couple times, you'll notice where students tend to fall on the wayside. There might be week 5, all of a sudden students stop turning in assignments.
Right. But
and
then
so,
you can't drop them without them.
Yeah.
That's it. It's kind of a problem. I talked to Arlene about it, the registrar.
Yeah.
Because one semester I just dumped like 5 students. They weren't turning anything in for like 5 weeks. But it was after census. When it's after census, it's a problem.
Yeah, because when it's after census, it still affects your your success rates for your class.
Right.
Their drop counts no matter what. So.
Okay. Well. Okay, so I don't know what to do. I had one student, this cross listing is a problem, and I had one student who was in my early, in the A block, the beginner, and she was very pissed off that because the way that Charlotte did it was have them do their own thing, because we have to have it cross listed to get enough people, right?
Yeah.
We don't really need that, I don't think, online, because I only had like 5 students that were, advanced. But she complained so heavily. I started to create advanced assignments for just them, which obviously I sat with Matt for an hour, and I sat online and created more advanced assignments. Well, she dropped anyway.
Oh.
So go figure. Okay. So, all right. So that's, see if they're struggling, have early assignments, see if they do them. That's that's the best you can do.
Well, and communicate weekly. I like in Canvas, they have that message student who feature. And so I tend to send a message so I teach an online class myself, and I use that message student who feature a day before assignments are due. And I just send a message to everybody saying, hey, just a reminder, this assignment's due tomorrow.
I'll have to look at that, because I had a real problem this semester, okay? I was supposed to teach summer, and then Charlotte wanted it, right? That happens. But I'd only taught one Canvas class, and then all of a sudden having to develop advanced assignments for Photoshop, I was only 1 or 2 steps ahead of the students on due dates. So I was very lenient on due date. Okay, which I try not to do, but I just felt like it wasn't their fault.
Yeah.
Same thing with the hybrid. Gwen wanted to make it a late start, September 11th or the 20th, which I thought, okay, perfect. I can fix the Photoshop. And that had never been in Canvas before. And, it doesn't come over from D2L neatly.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to fix things up. Yes.
Yeah. And so all of a sudden, Bob decided it was going to start on time.
Oh.
And I had like 2 days. I
Yeah.
couldn't do it in 2 days.
Then you just show up and do your best. Yeah.
What I did. And again, that's why I didn't make due date. I mean, I wasn't hard and firm because I was 2 steps, barely 2 steps ahead of the student.
Yeah.
But that, from now on, that won't happen with these 2 classes because I don't think, I hope.
Yeah.
not.
That's what happens when you teach
You do message
in
students
class.
that something is due. Okay, well, I have just, students that don't buy the book in a hybrid class. One of the students said, I just go by your demo. Well, I said, this is a hybrid class. Part of it's online.
Yeah.
But, I'm really having to back off and make the class a little, but we're going to move into the PDFs I made anyway, so it won't be an issue because I added After Effects and I'm adding maybe Premiere to that class because I dumped Fireworks and it's a terrible book too. The book is horrible. I have to talk to Gina again and get a new book made.
Oh,
but
yeah.
they'll only make 2 chapters, so maybe I'll have to just do a 3rd chapter, whatever. I don't know.
Figure out it.
This class is a real problem. I wouldn't mind seeing it go away and have them give me After Effects or, or color theory or something.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's my opinion. But you don't have to pass it on.
Well, that's okay. We're here to help with it. I'm glad that your class got going well, though, or at least you felt like you were a step ahead, one day ahead.
I felt like I was a step. I'm further ahead now because I've taken time, and I'm almost at the end of putting in all the right dates for Photoshop.
Oh, good.
But I'm still, kind of a step ahead. With this class, I have to do the tutorial the day before because there's like 5 programs. I don't know all 5 as well as I know like Photoshop and After Effects and stuff. I don't know InDesign that well. You know what I mean? So I have to do the tutorial before I go into class, which is a lot of work. Do you see technology advances continuing to enhance distance learning, teaching tools for the better, and how?
Yes. Well, just right now with Zoom, what I like is that with the technology, you're getting more interactive connection with students.
Okay.
That's what I see technology advancing with DE is the ability to create more connectivity with students, make students feel like they're part of the classroom. And again, the only problem with that is then supporting teachers and students with new technology to be able to make them feel comfortable with that at the same time.
Right, that's important because I was like going crazy. I was thinking I should have gotten Sharon's cell phone number. Because I was on the phone with my friend saying, nothing's going right. I can't. I did something to my computer and my printer's not working now. And they're not open on the weekend. Brother is not open on the weekend. Yeah. But I can do that Monday morning before I leave because they're East Coast. I can do that really super early. Supporting the supporting technology, interactivity, connectivity.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That's kind of the direction this master's degree goes in. And I think discussions, I've added a Q&A discussion that peers or me can answer students' questions, and I check it periodically. So students can put questions there too. So I found that the discussions in this class I'm in are really important, and because this teacher isn't very good at connecting, some of the students are.
Yes.
So that was very helpful. Okay, that's number 6. I've only got 3 more.
There you go.
7, what are the limitations in distance ed as you see them today, and is there a fix around the corner?
Oh, that one I can't. Well, there are limitations with distance ed. I know that there's been issues with lab classes and making lab classes work for distance ed. So every once in a while, there's some courses that just don't work perfectly for distance ed. You need to have somebody that's willing to put in 40 extra hours of work to make it work. So even like with your Photoshop class, I bet you your online class takes a lot more prep than your in. So I think that's what it is. I think the only limitation is how much prep is involved in keeping DE courses up to date and keeping students connected. And I think part of the solution to that is just continually working with faculty and working with instructional designers and figuring out ways around all that hard work, maybe master courses or some other way of making it so that it makes it easier for others to teach.
Yeah, how about more money?
Yeah, or more money to do those 40 extra hours of work.
Well, the teachers union, which I haven't joined, they're asking me to join. They do take money out of my paycheck for, I don't know what now. They sent me a letter. I haven't joined yet. Should I join, you think?
I don't know. I'm part of the teachers union. Either way, they're taking money out of your paycheck. So.
Right. Are you a member?
Yeah, I'm a member. For years I wasn't, and then I became a member. So.
Well, they started contacting me, I think when I started reaching longevity.
Yeah.
That's when they started contacting me. And I've participated. I don't really go to meetings. I went to one because I felt like I really needed to meet the people.
Okay.
So I did go to one meeting in Camarillo at their office, a part-timers meeting.
Yeah.
So I went to that. More money. So how to, and you know what? In my class, there's a guy who teaches PE, physical ed, and he wants it online. He's going to have, it seems to me, more of a hybrid, it seems like, or I don't know.
Well, I think when you do PE, that's when you're working with the new technology and stuff. So if he really wanted to do PE and it was a fully online PE class, he'd have to make a lot of interconnected activities where the students are videotaping themselves doing activities or writing reports about having visited a gym. So it could happen, but it's a lot more work than.
Well, I know that me and somebody I work with at the network, we downloaded a thing. We keep weights.
Yeah.
Work, and we download a thing for arm weight, arm exercise. So kind of cool. I've seen online yoga.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, that could work. So really,
it's just the setup and making sure that it's making sure you're connecting with the students if you do something as like PE. And that was where I was thinking is biology and chemistry are hard because you're working with chemicals and you might, with labs, you might be.
Yeah.
But there's even kits. There's now kits out there that you can purchase for online labs. The students can purchase a kit and have it at home.
And blow up their house.
Yeah.
Make sure your children aren't taking chemistry online.
Yes.
Make sure you connect. That's the thing. It's connecting. That seems to be the overriding issue.
Yeah.
8, almost done. Who do you find as most resistant to the development of a robust DE program? Administrators, faculty, or support staff?
Oh, it all depends, actually. Sometimes what's hard with making a robust program is you have faculty that have been doing DE for years, and they don't want to change. And DE, when it first came out, was like a correspondence courses, because that's what it was. That's what you could afford. Right. And so it's, again, as we're talking about, we've found that good DE programs are more of that interconnected, connecting with the students constantly. So, but I don't think it's really, again, it's getting everybody involved.
Right.
So I can't see one person, because you also have, I've seen more faculty on our campus want more rules to our DE program.
Want more rules?
Want more rules or more policies. So we have the gamut of, so we have some faculty members that want more rules and more policies to DE. And we have
would that be?
other faculty that don't want any at all. So
I'm not a big rule person, but it's just, anti-establishment, growing up anti-establishment.
As I said, there's a gamut of faculty members that want things in different ways. And so if you want to have a good, robust DE program, you need to meet everybody in the middle.
Okay.
So that's
want different things, meet in the middle.
Yeah.
Things. I don't even take notes in classes I take. And meet in the middle.
Yeah. And that's the same with administrators. Administrators want those high, large classes that bring in money. And faculty that love teaching DE want classes that are about 30 or 40 students so that they can communicate with them because they know how important it is.
Well, it is, yeah.
And so right? It's kind of like, again, meeting in the middle and working with everybody.
Well, I know the union feels that 45 is more than enough.
Oh, yeah.
And, Bob, for the longest time, kept saying, well, if you have 60 people, you'll get, time and a half. And I thought, if I have 60 people, that should be 2 classes.
Yeah.
And I'd get paid a lot more.
And I get paid for 2 classes.
Exactly. I didn't say that to him. He's really nice, but, Bob is not, Bob is more like a Luddite. He doesn't know the technology.
Yeah, but he does Zoom. I've Zoomed with him before.
Zoomed with him before. So is he doing Canvas in his classes?
I don't know. I know that we've played with Zoom, but
okay. Well, that's good. Well, he's the nicest guy. Okay, who is the typical student that is more interested in online versus on campus classes?
You know what? I don't know. They've done surveys all over the place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't remember the results of those surveys, but really your students doing online are the same in my mind, at least at VC, that would be taking the night classes. They're the students that that have another job and then they're taking the online classes. Or maybe it's somebody who can't make it to campus because it's an hour drive.
Right.
Or Santa Paula, and it's an hour bus ride. So,
and a lot of times too, it's people who are like new mothers.
Yep. Mom. That's how I got my degree. I got my master's degree online, and I don't think I would have been able to get it any other way. And I got it online. My kids went to bed. 9 o'clock, I started my homework. Around 1 o'clock in the morning, I went to bed, and I did that every day. But that's where your students are. Is they're online at that time for your online classes. So.
Yeah. Well, that's what I actually like taking this online master's.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's I hope it helps me get more jobs, because only being able to get 2 classes is really kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
I've thought about, I wonder if are there online, I think I'm insane, but I want to apply for a PhD.
Oh my God.
But not in education, It would have to be in something in the arts, like color theory, something like that. I wonder if they have any kind of grant or scholarship programs for older students, which I am.
There has to be. You look around.
Yeah.
There's grant scholarships everywhere. You just gotta look.
So have another job, have small children, have a long ride.
Yeah.
Small children.
And what I've noticed at VC is there's a lot of students taking one online class and going to school 2 days a week so that they could reduce their number of days a week and they can still be a full-time student. So there's some that are fully online students and some that take one online class and 2 live classes just so they're only going to school 2 days a week. And again, that's because they have another job or kids or whatever's going on in their lives.
Yeah. So. Well, that's it. I tried to keep it short.
That was good. Did you get all your answers you needed?
I think so. And I recorded it. If I need to go back over, I'm going to stop recording now.